It's a great day in SimWorld, everybody. Good morning and welcome to SimWorld Today. I'm B Ron. Alongside me is my man, a big guy this morning, Big Bob. Good morning, man. How you doing?
Oh, sorry, I forgot what we I'm doing great, P-Ron. How are you doing today?
I'm wonderful, man. I'm wonderful. It's so good to have you here. I love the energy you're bringing this morning. I appreciate that. I need some of that. We had a big day though with all the SimWorld stuff. So let's get right
Absolutely.
into it. Shall we start it with some SWBA talk? Because we got to talk about Joel Embiid and the injury.
Oh,
There's been more updates on. I know, Bob. I know. There's been more updates on that. News is he will miss a month with the knee injury that it is. And this is a tough blow for the Sixers in their quest for a SWBA championship. Are their title chances done, in your opinion?
I don't ever think our title chances are ever in reach, so it's not surprising. Uh, for me, what's going to happen is they say 4 weeks. I expect Embiid to come back for the playoffs, and I expect either a first or second round exit. There's no way that they can overcome losing top three player in the league. They've shown it night in and night out since he's been out. Maxi can only do so much. We really don't
Agreed. Yeah.
have, I'll say they really don't have a presence down low. Paul
Yeah.
Reed, Mo Bamba, Marcus Morris Jr. I love the Morris twins, but
Mhm.
just they aren't the ones that are going to lead the Sixers to an SWBA championship. I think the Sixers are going to be buyers by the deadline tomorrow, but I just don't know if they're going to be able to do enough to really move forward past the second round at the most without a healthy Embiid.
Yeah. So here's the thing. If he's missing a month, he comes back in 4 weeks time, whatever it is. He's back for the playoffs. I say as long as he's back for the playoffs in some way, shape, or form, to me, that doesn't signify their chance at a title being over. If he were to miss the playoffs, I would say absolutely that's a higher chance of that happening. But if they're gonna miss if he's gonna miss the playoffs, sure. But since he's not, I'm not ready to say that yet. I'm not.
Historically, Joel Embiid, when he gets hurt, he comes back a little too early. And then it's usually around this time. He comes back a little too early with the playoffs coming around and he gets hurt. He's hobbled. He can't play at 100%. And obviously, I'd rather an 80% Embiid than 150%. I'm not going to be a jerk. And I can't think of anybody off the top of my head, anyways. Um, he's going to come back. He's going to be hobbled. He's not going to be himself. It's just 2 rounds max. 2 rounds max. Unless they make a big trade, they have I think 3 first round picks. They have like 100 million or something in expiring contracts that they can get rid of. But I just unless they make a big splash to replace Embiid for the time being, and somebody that can potentially move into that power forward position when he comes back,
Mhm.
just so those picks and all those contracts traded away aren't wasted. I don't see it, and I try every year as a Sixers fan. I try every year to keep my expectations low, and I
Mhm.
always say we're never making it past the second round. And this year is just another year where we don't make it past the second round,
Another
regardless of
one for you. Yeah.
if Embiid comes back or not. Second round, we're done.
So, and I want to try to look at it from a different perspective because I'm not a Sixers fan. I am a Wizards fan. So, like, I don't know what that's like to be
Yeah, I
competitive.
mean that's why 700 years of
Yeah,
disappointment. That's I don't know.
yeah, yeah. So I'm dealing with that whole thing. But no, they're 30-19 right now. Barring a catastrophic meltdown, I don't see them missing the playoffs either. So, again, I feel like as long as you have a chance to make the playoffs and get in the playoffs, that gives you some semblance of hope to make that run that you want to go on, to get hot at the right time, to get to the championship, because playoffs are all matchups, Bob, and they're playing a series of games. It's not like it's a one and done sort of deal, like in similar way in some prep, we have the race to one. They're playing in a series of games, so even if he comes back in like game 3 of the first round and, they're struggling in the first round games or whatever, they get hot at the right time, it goes from there. So perhaps there's a chance, right?
There's still, I believe, 30. I'm not good with math. So they're 30 and 19 right now. That's
Yeah.
49 games, 59, 69, 79. So there's 32 games left. 30, 32, 33 games left. They've lost 6 of their last 7. Uh, 6 of them have been without Embiid. The one that he got hurt, I believe, is the first loss of that little stretch there, 4 in a row. Picked
Yeah,
up
they're
a
4-6 in their last 10, currently on a 2-game losing streak.
Yeah, so that 30 and 19, he's out for 4 weeks. I mean, 4 weeks is that's potentially what, 15, 10 games or so, 10, 15 games or so. They could easily be on the losing end of the record by the time Embiid even thinks about coming back. And I think he's going to
Yeah,
force himself to come back early. And it's
because he
just
knows
not
that
going to
he
be
needs them.
he they need him. He's going to force himself to come back early, but I just again, I think it's all for naught, but this is a year in and year out thing with Embiid, so it's something that we just got to get used to.
Yeah. Well, look, we'll see how all that goes, obviously, but we gotta get to one of the big shockers here in SimWorld Prep last night. The OGs took another loss to another international team, another team in that intercontinental region in the form of SimWorld Atlantis. And this was a game where, again, nobody expected it to happen at all. It just was a surprise. And here's Cooper Flag. You see him doing Cooper Flag things there. Um, but, you know, and you see there in the corner, kind of come in the corner there, with the 3-pointer there. They had a really good game. But, again, Silver Atlantis got the win. It was a absolute beatdown. It was 82. Trying to
83 to
find numbers
62.
here.
It was a 21-point loss.
83-62. Yeah, thank you. 20-point loss. Yeah, that's not a good sign. But however, I want to go a different direction with this because look, I've been getting a lot of flack lately for the article I wrote at the end of January saying the international teams weren't ready and that kind of thing. So since that article on January 31st, the international teams, including the North, against US teams are 4-5. Are they ready now, in your opinion?
Who the international
The
teams?
international teams, yes.
The international teams are never ready. They pick they pick up a win here and there, but outside of your Asia Pacifics, who kind of they always hang around. I mean, I don't think any of them are really ready. The problem is the talent just isn't there in abundance. You go to California, and you can field an entire team of all stars, you can say. Bay
Mhm.
Area Breakers, you can take 10 kids out of California. All 10 of those kids for Bay Area Breakers could probably be starters on 99% of the rest of the SimWorld Prep rosters. You go to the SimWorld Middle East or SimWorld Atlantis, maybe you'll find one kid who could be a starter on half the teams, but the talent just is not there for the international teams. So I'm not ready to say that they're here. They're going to burst some bubbles here and there, as they've done twice in a row to the originators. But I, they're just they are what they are. Again, the the Asian countries are a little bit more of a outside of the United States, I guess we can call that like a mecca for basketball over there. Like outside of the America, if you wanted to say there was a mecca, well, I guess Europe too, but Europe's a disappointment year in and year out for whatever reason. We have high expectations for them. They do have one of the best bigs in all SimWorld Prep in Ivanov, but I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah,
the Asian country, China, Europe, America, outside of those three places. I mean, there isn't a ton of talent. You'll find a diamond in the rough every now and again. But if we look at it, they had to bring some kids in that weren't there last season. And I mean, they just give Atlantis their due. They scored 26 points in that second quarter, 22 in the third. They shut down the originators in the second half.
yeah.
But I want to go back to that losing streak that the originators are on right now. What we do have to remember is last season they went on a 10-game winning streak, and then they went on a 4-game losing streak later in the year, and
Right.
everybody wrote them off. When everybody wrote them off, they made a run in the race to one and were one game away from making the race to one
Championship.
championship
Yep.
game, and they lost to the eventual champions, Beast of the East. So no on the international teams, but I will say for the originators, you can never count them out. As long as they have Cooper Flag, as long as Coach Dodge is there, they have some solid talent there. Before the season started, I thought Jay Lasser was going to be a top three 3-point shooter in all of SimWorld Prep, and
Yeah.
just
Hmm.
hasn't
I
really
remember
gotten
saying that.
going. Yeah, he really hasn't gotten going, but they still have some other solid players with McGavin, Takadrian Walker. I loved Kamari Ward last season. Christ Coates is I think he's going to be a diamond in the rough. No one really was talking about him before the season, but every now and again, like tonight or for like last night, uh, 12 minutes, 10 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists. That's a solid game. So I know on the international teams being here and now, and don't sleep on the originators moving forward.
Yep, I still don't think they're ready. That's great. You won. You're 4 or 5 now since the article. That's great. I'm happy for y'all. But like the point still stands that overall, talent wise, they're not there yet. In general, you're gonna win. You're gonna win some games, of course. Every time you win those games, though, that's good. That's just helping your case going forward, setting the edge for the future. Once you can compete in a consistently over a longer period of time, then we could talk. But right now, you can't make a big change off of what 9 games combined. I can't do it. Can't do it. But like you said, Bob, can't count the OGs. The loss was huge. Yes, those are gonna happen though over the course of the season to anybody. I feel like even a good team like the OGs, and that's just what it is. Unfortunately, you're gonna take those and you'll move forward. You'll get better from there, though. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Let's get into our final topic though of the show because there was another shocker out there in the Neo region. The Heartland Zombie Stars face the Bay Area Breakers, and here's the Jaga Hilario, a post, their dunk, and Jimmy King with a three of his own, and then inside Trey Heim with the and one bucket there. But Nari James, shot clock winding down, get it out the net. 3-pointer from another shot clock winding down, and Heartland Zombie Stars got the win over the Breakers in that game as well, 76-63. And with that win, that gave them their ninth of the season, their fourth in a row in the process as well. Are they the best team in the Neo region that no one's really paying attention to, in your opinion? Talk about
I mean,
Cascadia, Bay Area, Showtime a lot, but Heartland's been, quietly really doing really good lately.
and the only reason that it's been quiet is because the drama isn't there like it was. We expected a lot
Mhm.
from Coach Lovelace in terms of uh, I guess you can call it being outspoken heading into the season. We expected a lot from Benari James and Barkley James heading into the season.
Right.
That hasn't been there. They've put their heads down and they've played. Elava mentioned them as a team that just isn't getting enough press over on around the table this past Sunday. I'm shocked to hear you say that this was a huge upset because the Bay Area Breakers have been struggling. They're 7-6. That's not what anybody expected from the Bay Area Breakers heading into this season with a
Mhm.
player like Trey Hyman and the return
Yep.
of Dime Hardaway. They have a lot of talent. So I'm more interested to know why you think it was such a shocker for an 8-2 team to beat a 7-5
That's
team.
fair. That's fair. So again, it comes down to talent level. When you look at that Bay Area Breakers roster, like you said, they have a ton of talent on that team. I'm not saying Heartland doesn't, obviously, because they have a good enough team to have the record that they do. When you look at the caliber of players in their team, you know, Benari and Barkley, in my opinion, are the main two guys. Everyone else is just kind of, filling out there. But look, we'll see how things go from there, and yeah, we'll wrap it there. Yeah, we can wrap another day. Let's do that. Let's get out of here, though, Bob. Thank y'all for joining us on SimWorld today. Producers in our ear, as always. Y'all have a good one. Remember, like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notify bell to make sure that you know when all our video streams, shows go live for you over here on SimWorld TV. And until tomorrow, you guys remember. SimWorld is the only place where you can see the game,
See the
be the
game,
game.
beat the
We'll see
game.
you tomorrow.
Woo!
This has been a presentation of SimWorld